Have you ever wondered why more and more people seem to be packing their bags and heading to the Lone Star State? It's not just a trend. Between July 2023 and July 2024, Texas welcomed roughly 562,941 new residents, which was more than any other U.S. state in that period. With an estimated growth rate around 1.8%, Texas is holding strong as one of the fastest growing states in the nation. This migration surge isn't random. It is being driven by a complex mix of economic opportunity, lifestyle appeal, and demographic momentum. Even as we move into late 2025 and gear up for 2026, those trends have only gained steam. Throughout this video, you're going to discover 25 real, data-backed reasons why hundreds of thousands of people are choosing to move to Texas. Reasons that go far beyond clichés like, "It's just cheap." We'll cover everything from job markets and tax incentives to culture, infrastructure, and future projections. You'll see comparisons against states people are leaving behind. Hear stories about how newcomers are adapting, and get a clear picture of whether Texas remains the land of opportunity heading into 2026. So whether you're considering a move, just curious about American migration patterns, or making content about state trends, stick around. By the end, you'll have a full playbook of why Texas is one of the most magnetizing states in the U.S. right now. Let's get into it. Shocking factors that get people thinking. Texas might be home. Number 25. More square feet for your money. Housing is often the very first conversation people have when thinking about moving. And Texas stands out because of the value. Even though home prices in Austin, Dallas, and Houston have climbed in the last 5 years, the state still offers considerably more living space for the money compared to many other parts of the country. Someone selling a modest home in Los Angeles or Seattle can often upgrade to a larger property in Texas with a yard, a garage, and even an extra bedroom for the same price. Builders are continuing to push large-scale developments in suburbs like Frisco, Round Rock, and Katy, creating neighborhoods designed with parks, schools, and shopping centers built in. For growing families, that means a bigger footprint and more amenities without needing to sacrifice comfort or lifestyle. By 2026, with demand still rising, developers are expected to continue meeting population growth with expansive new communities that make Texas housing one of the most attractive in the nation. Number 24. Daily expenses that don't break the bank. Affordability in Texas doesn't stop at the front door. While inflation has pushed costs up nationwide, Texas consistently ranks below coastal states when it comes to groceries, fuel, utilities, and even entertainment. The statewide energy grid, while not without challenges, does provide residents with electricity costs often cheaper than the national average. Gasoline prices also remain below many West and East Coast states, thanks to Texas's role as an energy hub. Eating out is easier on the wallet too, especially in mid-sized cities where local restaurants deliver high quality without big city markups. This lower cost of living means families have more disposable income for savings, travel, or simply enjoying life. An increasingly important factor as people weigh financial stability heading into 2026. Number 23. Zero state income tax. The absence of a state income tax is one of the most well-known reasons people relocate to Texas, and it continues to be a magnet. For professionals earning high salaries or small business owners keeping every extra dollar counts, this single policy can add up to thousands in savings every year. While property taxes are higher than in some other states, the trade-off often still works in favor of new residents, especially those moving from California, Illinois, or New York, where income taxes take a sizable share. For retirees on fixed incomes and remote workers drawing salaries from employers based elsewhere, the appeal is just as strong. As other states debate raising taxes to balance budgets, Texas' no-income tax stance remains a consistent promise, and for many people making long-term decisions about where to settle in 2026, that reliability carries a lot of weight. Number 22. Job momentum across sectors. The economic engine in Texas is running on multiple cylinders, which makes it especially attractive to new residents. Over the past year, Texas has been adding jobs faster than the national average, with employment in healthcare, education, construction, transportation, and advanced manufacturing all on the rise. Major tech companies continue to invest heavily in Austin and Dallas, while Houston strengthens its global energy leadership by diversifying into renewables and clean energy innovation. Meanwhile, logistics and supply chain firms benefit from Texas's strategic location and international trade routes through the Gulf Coast. For people moving to Texas, that means career opportunities are not confined to one sector or one city. They can find jobs that align with their skills and have confidence in long-term growth. As we look toward 2026, the combination of traditional industries and emerging fields like AI, semiconductors, and biomedical research ensures the state remains a top destination for talent. Number 21. Welcome climate with light winters. Weather is often underestimated as a motivator for relocation, but for many, Texas's climate is a major selling point. Instead of long, icy winters and endless snow shoveling, most of Texas experiences mild, short winters where temperatures often hover in the 50s and 60s. This allows for more outdoor living, whether that's hiking in the hill country, enjoying patios in Houston, or golfing year-round in San Antonio. While summers can be hot, especially in Central and South Texas, air conditioning and modern infrastructure help people adapt quickly. For newcomers who spent decades bracing for snowstorms or budgeting for heating oil, the climate shift feels liberating. As climate patterns evolve, Texas's generally milder winter weather continues to be a comfort factor, especially for retirees or families looking for stability as they plan their move into 2026. Number 20. Breakout job demand across fields. Texas continues to be one of the top engines of job creation in the United States, and that momentum hasn't slowed in 2025. Over the past 12 months alone, the state has added more than 300,000 new jobs across both metropolitan and rural regions. The unemployment rate has stayed consistently near the national average, but the volume of opportunities makes Texas especially appealing for workers seeking stability. What makes this so compelling is the variety. Healthcare systems are scaling to meet the needs of a growing population. Logistics firms are expanding to keep pace with global supply chains. Advanced manufacturing is spreading across the state, and hospitality is bouncing back stronger than ever. For families or professionals considering relocation, this breadth of opportunity reduces risk. You're not tied to one industry. You're stepping into a state where multiple career paths are growing simultaneously, and that level of resilience is one of the biggest magnets drawing newcomers. Number 19. Tech scale and innovation ecosystems accelerating. Texas's transformation into a true technology hub is no longer a prediction. It's reality. Austin remains a global hotspot for startups, software, and creative industries, but other cities are catching up. Dallas-Fort Worth has become a magnet for fintech and telecom, while Houston is building its identity around life sciences, aerospace innovation, and medical technology. Semiconductor manufacturing is one of the biggest stories. Multi-billion-dollar fabs are under construction, and suppliers are moving in to support them. Artificial intelligence companies are also opening offices in Austin and Dallas, drawn by the talent pool and cost advantages compared to Silicon Valley. Meanwhile, the state's universities are ramping up programs in computer science, engineering, and applied AI, ensuring that companies don't just import workers, they can train them locally. For people in tech, Texas represents not only jobs today, but a long-term ecosystem where they can grow a career into 2026 and beyond. Number 18. Energy's next frontier: transition and infrastructure. Energy is still the heartbeat of Texas, but its definition is expanding. The state remains the nation's leader in oil and gas, but it also leads in wind power generation and is rapidly scaling solar capacity. New projects in hydrogen, carbon capture, and large-scale battery storage are redefining Texas as not just the energy capital of the United States, but as the testing ground for how to power the 21st century. For workers, that means a wave of opportunities not only in drilling and refining, but in engineering renewable projects, building grid technology, and managing large-scale climate solutions. For investors, Texas offers a dual market: established global energy players with deep roots, plus fast-rising clean tech firms. The combination makes the state a safe bet for those looking at energy as both a present and future career move. Number 17. Real estate boom and construction job growth. As population surges, so does demand for homes, schools, shopping centers, and transportation. Texas is experiencing one of the largest construction booms in the country, with both single-family homes and high-density projects being built at record speed. Suburbs around Austin, Houston, and Dallas are transforming into vibrant cities in their own right, with modern designs, community amenities, and infrastructure planned for growth. That translates into jobs for builders, contractors, engineers, and architects, but also for the countless suppliers and service providers that keep the construction engine running. For residents moving in, the upside is clear. Compared to many older states where housing stock is decades old, Texas offers newer, larger, and often smarter homes. With interest in sustainable design and green building codes rising, by 2026, many Texas homes will not just be larger and newer, but also more energy efficient, giving them an edge in long-term affordability. Number 16. Entrepreneurial climate and small business growth. One of the hidden strengths of Texas is its thriving entrepreneurial culture. While large companies grab headlines for moving their headquarters to Dallas or Austin, small businesses are the lifeblood of the state. From food trucks in San Antonio to boutique retail shops in suburban Houston, small businesses have flourished thanks to supportive regulations, relatively low startup costs, and a consumer base that keeps growing with every wave of migration. In 2025, Texas ranked among the top states for new business formations, and local governments continue to offer grants, tax abatements, and incubator programs to fuel innovation. This isn't just about money, it's about mindset. Texans are deeply supportive of homegrown businesses, and that community backing helps new arrivals integrate quickly. For people moving from states where regulations and costs suffocate small ventures, Texas feels like a wide-open runway where their ideas have room to take off. Economic and lifestyle opportunities in Texas aren't just temporary trends, they're structural advantages. Jobs are being created across sectors. Tech ecosystems are maturing. Energy is diversifying. Construction is booming. And small businesses are thriving. Taken together, these factors create a flywheel effect. More people move in, more opportunities appear, and more reasons emerge to stay. By the time we move into 2026, this cycle will be even stronger, making Texas one of the most opportunity-rich states in America. Number 15. Expanding university systems and early education. Texas has been pushing hard to expand access to higher education and early childhood learning, which makes the state more attractive for families and students alike. Just recently, new campuses and satellite branches have been approved or built, helping reduce travel times or relocation burdens for undergraduates. For example, some universities are acquiring land adjacent to major infrastructure corridors to consolidate their campuses and expand academic offerings. Meanwhile, at the pre-K level, school districts are investing in purpose-built facilities for early learners. One district southeast of Houston opened a new multi-million-dollar pre-K center in 2025, designed for 4- and 5-year-olds. The layout is scaled for little kids. Shorter hallways, safe transitions, easier access to restrooms, play areas built into the design, all intended to give kids a smooth start and reduce learning gaps. This push in infrastructure signals that Texas isn't just targeting K-12 or college, but trying to make full life cycle educational access a selling point. Number 14. Strong public school improvements and accountability. For many families, quality of K-12 schools is a priority, and Texas is seeing measurable gains. The latest statewide accountability ratings show that hundreds of campuses improved their performance from 2024 to 2025, with more schools earning the top A rating. Roughly 31% of campus ratings were upgraded, and an even larger share either maintained or improved their standing overall. That progress gives new and potential residents confidence that the public school environment is evolving, getting stronger, and not stagnant. The state legislature has also been backing reforms to channel funding more equitably, boosting teacher pay, and targeting investments toward underfunded districts. All of that makes parents more comfortable relocating, knowing their kids have real schooling options, not just promises. Number 13. Suburban and exurban infrastructure that supports families. Texas's growth isn't just in city centers. Many families are opting for suburbs or exurbs, where you find modern infrastructure supporting lifestyle needs without the costs of dense urban cores. Roads, utilities, broadband, green space. Developers are planning communities around these. Transportation routes connecting these residential zones to job centers are being upgraded. And in cities like Austin, safe routes to school programs are reworking sidewalks, bike lanes, crossings to make daily student commute safer and more walkable. These kinds of amenities make life easier for families juggling school drop-offs, work, and after-school schedules. Number 12. Remote work compatibility and hybrid access. As remote and hybrid work models solidified by 2025, more professionals are looking for places that balance affordability, connectivity, and quality of life. Many parts of Texas, especially in suburbs near big metros, offer that mix. The infrastructure rollouts include broadband expansion efforts and incentives to connect underserved areas. While rural Texas still has spots with weak service, the trend is toward closing that gap, making remote workers more comfortable settling farther from the urban core but still staying plugged in. For families, that means one spouse or both can work from home. Kids can attend good schools nearby, and you still get access to urban amenities without paying city prices. Number 11. Strategic public investments and bonded projects. Texas lawmakers and local governments have rolled out major funding for infrastructure and education as a means to support population gains and economic expansion into 2026. In mid-2025, the Texas legislature passed a multi-billion-dollar plan boosting school funding, road improvements, and water infrastructure to serve fast-growing regions. Across North Texas, voters approved bond measures in school districts like Mesquite and DeSoto, earmarked for new construction, safety upgrades, and modernizing facilities. These capital investments signal to newcomers that Texas cities and counties are preparing for today's growth, not just reacting later. For families, that means better roads, safer schools, improved utilities, and a sense that their town is future-ready. As you think through your decision to move, these factors, education access, infrastructure quality, and family focus, are foundational. Texas isn't just booming economically. Many of the fundamentals people care about when choosing where to settle are being actively improved. Number 10. Rich cultural diversity and inclusive communities. Texas is a tapestry of cultures: Latino, African American, Asian, European, indigenous, immigrant enclaves. You name it, the state reflects it. In Houston, for example, you'll find neighborhoods buzzing with Vietnamese bakeries, Ethiopian markets, and Mexican taquerias, all within a mile of each other. Many newcomers say that moving to Texas meant stepping into a place where their heritage isn't a niche. It's part of the everyday fabric. That sense of belonging is real, especially for people relocating from more homogeneous regions. As 2026 approaches, this multicultural foundation continues to attract people seeking vibrant, inclusive settings rather than feeling invisible in the crowd. Number 9. Legendary cuisine and culinary innovation. Food in Texas isn't just sustenance, it's identity, ritual, creativity. The state's culinary scene bridges traditional staples like slow-smoked brisket, Tex-Mex tacos, kolaches, and Gulf Coast seafood with bold fusions. Think Korean BBQ tacos or Ethiopian Texan barbecue mashups. Cities such as Austin, San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas are now on national best food town lists, fueling foodie migration. New Michelin selections are currently being rolled out across these cities, shining a spotlight on local chefs and fueling even more experimentation. For someone moving, discovering a weekend taco crawl or finding their go-to fusion spot becomes part of making Texas home. Number 8. Music, arts, and festival culture. Texas lives and breathes music and the arts. Whether you're in Austin for its live music capital reputation, San Antonio's folklorico celebrations, Dallas's contemporary galleries, or Houston's theater district, there's always something going on. Festivals like SXSW in Austin, Fiesta San Antonio, or the Texas Renaissance Festival bring thousands together, not just for entertainment, but to strengthen communal identity. These cultural anchor events give newcomers instant access points. You don't have to fit in over years. You can plug into something you love right away, as 2025 gives way to 2026 new festivals, public art initiatives, and curated cultural districts continue expanding, making the arts a living, evolving reason to move. Number 7. Open spaces, outdoors, and natural variety. Texas isn't just cities and sprawl. The state stretches from Gulf Coast beaches to rolling hill country, from desert to pine forests, from rivers to vast plains. For people migrating, that variety means weekend escapes are just a short drive away. Want to kayak on the Guadalupe or enjoy a drive through Big Bend? It's on the table. Many newcomers cite this range as a major lifestyle upgrade over dense urban regions where you rarely leave the concrete. The ability to mix city life with nature, without hours on the road, gives Texas a powerful edge in 2025 and heading into 2026. Number 6. Strong community vibe and neighborliness. Something surprising many people notice when they move to Texas is how fast strangers become friendly neighbors. There's a strong sense of local pride and small-town feel, even in sprawling suburbs. Neighborhood associations organize block parties, community cleanups, local markets. People say hello. Families and newcomers often land in neighborhoods where they meet each other at parks, schools, or local diners. That intangible social glue helps combat one of the hardest parts of relocation: loneliness. Texans often describe their neighborhoods not just as places to live, but as communities they belong to. When you stack these cultural and lifestyle pillars alongside education, jobs, affordability, and all the rest, you begin to see why people aren't just visiting Texas. They're staying, planting roots, and watching their lives grow with it. Number 5. Business-friendly environment that lowers friction and speeds momentum. Texas has built a reputation for predictable regulations, fast permitting in many cities and counties, and a legal climate that signals go instead of wait. For founders, franchise owners, and enterprise leaders, that translates into shorter timelines from idea to ribbon cutting. Right-to-work laws, abundant industrial land, and a deep bench of service providers keep expansion costs competitive compared to many coastal markets. Heading into 2026, this consistency matters just as much as the raw price tag. Companies want to plan 5 to 10 years out without worrying the rulebook will suddenly flip. That sense of policy stability is a top-tier reason people who work at those companies and the entrepreneurs who start them move themselves and their families to Texas. Number 4. Tax structure and incentives that attract employers and talent. No state income tax gets the headlines, but the story goes deeper. Texas pairs its overall tax mix with local incentive tools that can reduce the cost of major investments, especially in manufacturing, logistics, clean energy, semiconductors, and advanced computing. The updated property tax abatement framework for large job-creating projects revived the post-pandemic site selection pipeline and helped solidify commitments across the state. The reality is simple. A lighter income tax burden for individuals plus targeted project incentives for employers boosts take-home pay, encourages high compensation roles to land here, and makes relocations easier to justify to boards and employees alike. Even with higher than average property taxes in many counties, the net equation often comes out in Texas's favor for both households and businesses. Number 3. Network effects from domestic migration that feed on themselves. Once migration trends reach critical mass, momentum takes over. Texas now benefits from powerful network effects. Alumni groups from California and New York help newcomers find neighborhoods and jobs. Corporate relocations spark supplier moves, and the growing talent pool attracts still more employers. Major airports with non-stop routes, expanding regional rail and highway connections, and a constant churn of meetups and conferences make it easy to plug into a community fast. People aren't just moving for a single job anymore. They're moving into an ecosystem where their next 3 opportunities already feel within reach. That social proof, amplified on social media and professional networks, keeps the flywheel spinning as 2025 rolls into 2026. Number 2. Metro areas maturing into global hubs with distinct specialties. Texas isn't one monolithic market. It's a portfolio of metros with different superpowers. Austin blends tech, creative industries, AI startups, and chip design with a dense live music and festival calendar. Dallas-Fort Worth serves as a central U.S. nexus for finance, insurance, telecom, aviation, logistics, and corporate headquarters with unmatched domestic flight connectivity. Houston anchors energy, traditional and renewable, plus life sciences, aerospace, and a nationally recognized food and art scene, backed by one of the busiest ports in the country. San Antonio layers cybersecurity, defense, healthcare, and heritage tourism with family-friendly affordability. For movers, that means you can choose a metro tailored to your field and lifestyle. Then swap opportunities across regions without leaving the state. With 2026 FIFA World Cup matches slated for Dallas, Arlington, and Houston, these hubs also gain a global spotlight that typically catalyzes fresh investment and infrastructure upgrades. Number 1. Future-ready growth. Semiconductors, data centers, energy transition, and world-scale logistics. What ultimately seals the deal is Texas's long runway. Multi-billion-dollar semiconductor fabs and supplier parks are rising. Data center campuses are scaling to power AI workloads, and energy remains both legacy strength and future play. Wind and solar leadership, grid hardening and storage build-outs, hydrogen and carbon management projects, and a dominant position in liquefied natural gas exports. Ports along the Gulf Coast continue to expand capacity, while inland logistics corridors keep thickening around the state's central location. Workforce programs at universities and community colleges are aligning with these industries, giving families confidence that their kids can train locally for tomorrow's jobs. Pair those structural advantages with population growth and national-scale sports and cultural events landing in 2026, and you get a clear picture. Texas isn't just where opportunity is today. It's where opportunity is compounding. As we've seen, there are dozens of reasons why people are moving to Texas, and the story is far more complex than a single factor like cheaper homes or no state income tax. It's about the mix of affordability, job creation, educational opportunities, culture, and long-term prospects. Families, professionals, entrepreneurs, and retirees are all finding their place here, and the state's ability to balance tradition with rapid growth has made it one of the most magnetic destinations in America. Looking ahead to 2026, what's especially important is that Texas isn't standing still. Investments in energy, infrastructure, technology, and education are all designed to support another wave of newcomers as the state heads into 2026. Events like the FIFA World Cup matches, new semiconductor mega projects, and the steady rise of global recognition for Texas's cultural hubs will only accelerate momentum. If you're thinking of where to start your next chapter, Texas continues to make the case as one of the most opportunity-rich states in the country. Now it's your turn. Which of these reasons would convince you to move? Is it the job market, the food, the weather, or maybe the promise of future growth? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you found this breakdown helpful, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Just like Texas keeps growing with every new arrival, this channel keeps growing with your support. We've got even more deep dives coming as we move into 2026, so stick around for the journey.